Coming to you from the SVG Sports Cloud Production Forum in New York City, Brandon Costa from Sports Video Group. Pleased to be here with a good friend of SVG, Corey Smith from Paramount, CBS Sports. Corey, wonderful for having you here at the event. Thanks so much for taking time and sharing some of your expertise on this topic.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Now, you were a part of a deeper dive into one of the bigger cloud production projects in the industry right now, which is the launch of the Golazo Network, which is entire soccer-based studio programming that's produced, I guess, entirely in the cloud. Could you tell us a little bit about that project, and what has it been like for you to kind of be a part of that build?
It's been pretty humbling to actually be a part of the Golazo Network. It's one of the first of its kind where mass control, play out, asset management, distribution, captions, it's all done in cloud. Our ground-based facilities actually just provide contribution for some of our live desk shows for our talent, but everything else is produced and switched in cloud.
Yeah, and it's only been on the air for, at the time of us recording this, a couple of months. What's kind of been the general reception of even not just the technology, but the programming itself?
I think that it's catching on. There's a lot of buzz about it, obviously. The audience is growing week over week. We're getting a lot of good live matches on air, and it's drawing attention. And we couldn't be happier the way that it's been performing, and we're constantly changing content out to be relevant, fresh, and we're actually probably running more live on the Golazo Network as a digital linear network than anywhere else across CBS at the moment.
Nice, that's very cool. So obviously cloud production, while that's at a very special level, that's not a new playground for you to be playing in. You have your experience with Activision Blizzard and the esports community. You worked at Microsoft. To hone in on esports specifically, I wonder if you can comment on how that experience prepared you for this, and maybe just generally speaking, how the esports community should not be overlooked in helping advance this technology into the mainstream.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, when we were doing a lot of the Activision Blizzard esports stuff, it really prepared us for what we're doing here at CBS, mainly because a lot of the production tools are exactly the same. The content may be different, but it is a sporting event nonetheless. But the philosophy of how we're building the live production and programming for esports is very transcendent to what we're doing with the Golazo Network. It's pretty fascinating to see kind of the evolution of the technology, because esports and a lot of our broadcast brethren across the esports space has really been pushing this technology for a while, and now we're starting to see kind of mainstream adoption of a lot of these tools.
Nice, very cool. Well, before we let you go, as you look ahead at the continued evolution of this across the industry, what's maybe something that you are keeping an eye on? Not necessarily something you're working on, but maybe an element of the business to kind of see how it evolves, and what should folks watching at home kind of keep an eye on in the months ahead?
It's a great question. I think what is going to be fascinating to see is how the world kind of opens up to allowing us to do multi-camera switching in cloud for some of our Tier 3 or Tier 2 type of events as we continue to kind of ratchet up our cloud-based production muscle.
Nice. Corey, we can't thank you so much for being here. I know this is a fun experimental time when it comes to the cloud, so to be able to share your expertise with those who will benefit so much for it, really appreciate you being here and doing that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
For more of everything going on here at the SVG Sports Cloud Production Forum, you can head on over to our website at sportsvideo.org. We've also got more video interviews like this over at our YouTube channel.